So, this past summer, I was driving to Bakersfield with my husband and my son, now 27. You guys have met my son when he was a tiny person. He leans into the front seat and goes, Mom, let's sing the frog song. And I'm thinking, what the heck is he asking about? And then he sang some of my, the frog song, Pete Seeger's frog song. So I'm going to join with you guys to sing it. If you feel that it moves you to sing, please sing along at appropriate times. So I was walking along, beautiful town, beautiful place like today, gorgeous, maybe a little cooler than today, gorgeous place, walking down the road, and this song was going over and over in my head, and I couldn't get it out. Dun 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 dun. I couldn't get the song out of my head, and I couldn't put lyrics to it. So I walked by a brook and I saw this frog. And this frog was galumping and jumping from side to side, feeling very pompous and sure of himself, from side to side in the river, and took a big jump and went ka-flump in the water. And I laughed so hard. And then I thought, there's the lyrics to my song. Away down south at the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank, just because nothing better for to do. He stubbed his toe and he fell in the water. You can hear him holler for 1.25 miles, just because another better for to do. I was really proud of myself. You guys hopefully caught some of that song. And so I walked into town and I walked into the Five and Dime, and I was so excited that I had made up this song and it was finally not stuck in my head anymore. And they said, what are you so excited about? I said, I have a new song. So I sang it. Away down south at the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank, just because nothing better for to do. He stubbed his toe and he fell in the water. You can hear him holler for 1.25 miles, just because nothing better for to do. Everyone loved the song. They began to sing along. The proprietor brought out Coca-Colas and saltine crackers, and we all began to sing it. Now this was in another time. And at home, the wives had dinner ready on the table with the children sitting there, and the husbands had not come home. They were still at the Five and Dime. So they got very frustrated. So the wives sent the children in and said, find out where your fathers are. So they all went downtown to the Five and Dime, and they walked into the song, and they began to sing it too. Higher pitch, though. Away down south at the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank, just because nothing better for to do. He stubbed his toe and he fell in the water. You can hear him holler for 1.25 miles, just because nothing better for to do. Well, the kids didn't come home, and the wives got really frustrated. So they threw down their aprons and they came storming into town, came up to this big party, more Coca-Cola, more soda crackers came out, and they began to sing along. Away down south at the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank, just because nothing better for to do. He stubbed his toe and he fell in the water. You can hear him holler for 1.25 miles, just because nothing better for to do. Well, the cows had not been milked. They were very frustrated that they were standing there and no one had milked the cows. So they went and they managed to get around the gates and came into town to find out what was going on, and they showed up at the Five and Dime, and there was more Coca-Cola, more soda crackers, and they began to sing along. Okay, so now the chickens had not been fed. So the chickens needed to be fed. They came into town to find out what was going on. They walked into the Five and Dime. They were really interested in the Coca-Cola, but they loved the song. The barns were so frustrated. Everyone was gone. What was happening? They creaked their way into town. And then they weren't really interested in Coca-Cola either, but they loved the song. Creak, 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 creak. The grass. No one was eating the grass. The grass was really incredibly frustrated that everyone had abandoned them. So the grass peeled itself out and made its way into town. and heard the song, saw the Coca-Cola and soda crackers, and it just went so swish, 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 swish. The brook. The brook was looking around. The grass was gone. The barns were gone. There were no animals. It came running into town, and it began to sing along. So, the frog was still mid-jump. Now, jumping back after he'd fallen in the water, and there's no water. There's no people. There's no grass. There's nothing. Didn't know what was going on. So he came into town, and he heard the song. Away down south at the Yakety Yank, a bullfrog jumped. And he goes, they're singing about me. And he got so excited that he plumped himself up, and he plumped himself up, and he plumped himself up, and exploded. Oh. And it threw the barns in the air, and the grass, and the water, and the cows, and the chickens, and the children, the families, and everyone ended up back where they were supposed to be. So now that everyone's home, please join me in song. Away down south at the Yakety Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank, just because there's nothing better for to do. He stubbed his toe and he fell in the water, and you can hear him holler for a mile and a quarter, just because there's nothing better for to do. Thank you for joining me.